Welcome to Landria Anka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an awesome life. Oh my gosh, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you going to join me? Are you ready? Yes, yes, yes. Let's do it. Do you know how many times I've read this book? This is Ernest Holmes, Creative Mind and Success. Of course, I'm doing a series which features this. Creative Mind and Success, wonderful book. I can remember years ago, I just would read it, and then I'd be okay. And then stuff would creep back, and I'd read it again, and then I'd be okay, and it would creep back. This is many, many years ago. It's a very old book. And I didn't quit. I didn't quit because I knew there was a place, I've experienced it before, I knew there was a place that I could go to that didn't involve fear, that didn't involve doubt or suffering or anything else. And then when life started to creep up again and trigger all those things that we experience as human beings, I would work on it every day to get myself back into that place where I knew it was just false garbage that I was telling myself because it was just a habit. It was what I was told or brought up to believe, and not all of them are destructive, but most of them are limiting. And I'm sure that you experience that too. I'm sure that you have limited yourself on some level. We all have. And if you haven't broken past that, if you haven't achieved the things you want in your life, then it's time to start asking yourself why and what you're waiting for, because nothing's going to change unless you change it. So I'm going to read page 34 of where so many fail in this whole manifesting game. It really is a game. It's fun. You know, when you're playing a game where you have a chance of winning, it's always fun because sometimes you get ahead and then you're behind and then you get ahead again, and you ask yourself, wow, is there a chance of me doing this? Yes. Well, you know, that's what makes it so fun, because you know there is a chance that you can do it, and getting there, playing the game is so fun. It's like, why do we play any games? Because there's a chance of winning. And the more you prepare for that game, the better off you are. Right? There's some games that are more complex, like chess, that you really have to study and know and practice. Life is no different. So I know a lot of people get really upset when I say game. I don't know why that would upset you. To me, it brings fun into the whole equation, that we're not just here to be some serious, sufferers and, I have to go through all these trials and tribulations. No, you don't. You don't have to go through any of that. Yes, it's part of your growth. We need it to progress, or you can just give it up. You don't have to go the tough route. You don't have to suffer to accomplish your goals. So I'm going to read this, where so many fail. So the ordinary individual, this is about manifesting, right? Ernest Holmes says the ordinary individual sitting down to give a treatment. The treatment is like, the process of manifesting creation. Whatever it is you're doing, your mindset, your beliefs to create that thing or that situation you want. Unconsciously, this person sits down to do his or her business, unconsciously does just the thing that he should have avoided, and then he wonders why he didn't get the desired results. What is that thing? Most people simply sit and wish for. What's wishing? Longing for. Wishing says, I don't have it. Wishing is a position of lack. I'm wishing for something. You're really focusing on not having it. That's all the universe connects to. It's not thinking and going, oh, well, she didn't really mean that. She means that she wants that. She knows it's done, and I'm going to bring it. It's saying, no, okay, she wishes for it. She's longing. We're connecting to the longing of wanting things. It's assuming that you're enjoying the longing. No, you're not. It's the opposite of what you want. So they may even have a great desire or hope. Their hope, again, means that you hope it's going to happen. You don't know. They may even go so far as to believe that their desire is going to happen. Now, this is interesting. all this is good as far as it goes, but it does not go far enough. So what's missing? What we must do is to provide that already having received attitude. Now, I just did a video on this, but we're taking it further. This may have seemed hard at first, but we can easily see that it is necessary, as it's the only way that mind works. This is what we must do. It's the only way that mind works. Mind is creative. It's reactive immediately. So it's not like, oh, if I think a bad thing, it's going to happen. No, you would have to continually focus on that thing. That's why when you're focusing on something positive, it's not just going to pop, $1 million isn't going to just pop into your lap. You have to continually believe and focus on it, right? Thank God. Because, we wouldn't want half of the stuff to pop into our head, in our existence that was in our head. Power is, and mind is, and life is, but they have to flow through us in order to express in our lives. In order to become part of the material world, it has to go through this process of us, because we have control and we have choice. So we are sort of like the easy bake oven, right? It has to go through us until it comes out. Otherwise, it's just always out there. So we're like the conduit for the creation. Isn't that awesome? I think that's really exciting. So we're dealing with law, and nature must be obeyed before it will work for us. So just realize that this law is as natural as a law as any other of God's laws. And use it with the same intelligence that you would use the law of electricity. Think about that. Electricity doesn't think, it just acts. We use it, we can kill something, or we can light up an entire city. Then you'll get the desired results. We provide the thought form around which the divine energies play, and to which they attract the conditions necessary for the fulfillment of the thought. This is what we have to do. But before we can do this, we have to clear our minds of fear. Because you're saying, so why isn't this happening? Because somewhere there's a fear, there's a doubt. Fear of every sense of separation of the divine mind. Law is, but we must enforce it or use it in our own lives. Nothing can happen to us that is not first an accepted belief in our own consciousness. This is going to be your biggest challenge. Every day, like I did. I worked on this book every day, understanding I really do have that power. I really am the mind of God. I really am part of one thing. I really am the creator of my own reality. I really am doing everything, even the stuff that I don't desire. I really am creating it. I better take a darn good look at my belief systems if stuff's showing up that I don't like. Because somewhere in here with the feelings, I'm believing something different than what I want. Somebody told you something. Somebody, destroyed your self-confidence. But that's not you. Your self-confidence cannot be destroyed. So if you're allowing you, the human being, the ego, to run your life, that will never go away. When you look at it as a separate entity from you, then you can say, there it is again. Not fight it and say, okay, I'm going to just sort of accept it and recognize it now that that's a false person that I have created or has been created through the contribution of others and my belief of those others' actions and words. And I can release that. I'm not that person. Can you believe and become a completely different person? Yes. You can do it right now. So here's what I do. This is so much fun. If I have a day where maybe there's some negative energy in the air or whatever, and I say, okay, what would the perfect Landria do? Actually, the perfect Landria doesn't even have a name because she's not Landria. That is just a perfect light entity. What would that light entity that I am do? What do I do? Me, the true me, what would I do? Ooh, I would sit out and look up at the sun and realize how beautiful it is, how incredible to be on this planet while that sun is still here and doing wonderful things. creating all the things that are blooming. The blooms here are just unbelievably gorgeous. I'll look at the blooms and say, the perfect me understands the value of being a human being and how incredible it is to be here and participate in this. The perfect me doesn't think. It doesn't need to. It doesn't need to judge, good nor bad. It doesn't need to name anything. It's just here to experience, and there's only just this moment. The perfect me knows that there's no such thing as time. And that the perfect me can just experience and feel and connect and feel the energy coming off of this tree that's right next to me and all the flowers, and experience the colors that nature creates that's mind-blowing. That's what the perfect me does. It doesn't worry, it's not fearful. That's not me. That's the human creation that will dissolve. But I cannot be created nor destroyed. I will only transform, and I can do that now in this existence, in this body, and so can you. You can decide to be a completely different person. One that laughs when somebody teases them instead of goes on the defensive. One that finds humor in everything. One that can listen to anything and not have it bother them. One that is confident and can't be shook up over anything anymore. One that can see some of the tragedies in life as part of the experience that those people are having, that will hopefully take them to a new level, that there will be some purpose in it. There always is. It's tough to see it sometimes, but we don't have to have those answers either. You don't have to have the answers. I think so many of us, we analyze, we have to know everything. You don't have to know anything. That's what awakening is. No longer needing to know and knowing everything without having to verbalize it or put it into some human format. I hope this was helpful today. Get your book and practice every day, and every time you slip back, you got to open to that chapter that will help you. Watch the videos of not just mine, but anybody else out there, awesome teachers who resonate with you, and practice every day. And you will find yourself changing more than you even realize, and things will start to appear in your life that you're not even thinking of because you know they're already done. You don't have to think about them anymore. They'll just show up for you. Wishing you peace and light, love, prosperity. Namaste.